Obadiah 1 verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All praise due to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. The book of Obadiah 1 verse 6. Again, how are the things of Esau? The biblical person known as Esau, his descendants are known as the Edomites. They were known as the Greco-Roman Empire. The Roman Empire had a renaissance, a rebirth. The word renaissance means the rebirth of the Romans, the ancient Greco-Romans. Their descendants took power again after the Dark Ages, which was ruled over by so-called black people, so-called black Christians, which were the Israelites. The descendants of the Israelites ruled the Dark Ages. They were known as so-called Christians, the so-called Jews of the Byzantine Empire and the Holy Roman Empire. In the Renaissance, so-called white people, the Edomites, so-called Edomites, were actually known in the Bible as the Edomites. They're so-called white people. With the taking of power back in the Renaissance, the Vatican started whitewashing the images of the true Israelites, the true Christians, the true Jews being dark-skinned people. It was called the whitewashing of the icons. They started secret societies like the Luciferians in the Vatican. Later on, Adam Weishaupt started the Bavarian Order of the Illuminati. Adam Weishaupt was actually a Jesuit. He was connected, he was a member of the Jesuit order. They started the Illuminati, a secret society, supposedly against the governments or the monarchies of the time. The monarchies of the time were Israelites that were falling at that time. It was the latter age of the Dark Ages, from the 1600s to 1700s. Around the year 1776, Adam Weishaupt started the Order of the Illuminati, and to worship Satan, to worship whom they called Lucifer, meaning the pursuit of knowledge. They were known as the Luciferians or the Illuminated Ones. So they started different programs, different doctrines to rule the earth. One of them was Luciferianism, the pursuit of knowledge, everything that was against the Bible. They wanted to implement on the earth with the democratic institutions, which means of the people, not of God, not of the Bible. So Obadiah 1 verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? This is the book by Salem Kerbin, Satan's Angels Exposed. They're being searched out. Starting from the Renaissance, the Order of the Illuminati in the year 1776, which is the late 18th century, going back to Rodrigo Borgia, the so-called Pope Alexander VI of Rome, his son Caesar Borgia, which was painted by the top artists of that time, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo. They painted a Caucasian, an Italian known as Caesar Borgia, as the new model for Jesus Christ, which before that time was always painted as a dark-skinned man, because he was a descendant of the Hebrews, which were dark-skinned people, according to archaeology, according to the Bible, according to Bible dictionaries, such as the Bible, Compact Bible Dictionary, the Zondavans. It has under the entry of ruddy, it says that David was ruddy, which means he was a young man. He wasn't red, he was a young man. And in contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews. We're actually going to get that real quick. The point of being of the Renaissance era, they changed the images from dark skin to white or red or pink. They whitewashed it. When you go to the word ruddy, Just bear with me for one moment. When we go into the word ruddy, they reveal something in this Bible dictionary, which is that the scholars, the so-called biblical scholars, understand, they know, they have knowledge and information that the ancient Hebrews were dark-skinned. They were dark-skinned people, known today as Black Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans of black forefathers and indigenous forefathers. So we're going to get this real quick, because Satan's angels must be exposed with the Illuminati, with their Renaissance, the rebirth of the Greco-Roman Empire. They started painting the images from dark to white. So-called dark, so-called white. Ruddy, in this Bible dictionary, a word used to refer to a red or fair complexion. So King David was ruddy, meaning he was fair. He was just a youth. He was youthful looking. He was a young man. So he was of a fair complexion. He was of a handsome complexion. In contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews. So the Compact Bible Dictionary reveals, this is Regency Zondervan. It reveals Satan's angels must be exposed because the so-called white man, the Illuminati, being their masters, their leaders, the Rothschilds, from the 1700s until 2017, starting with Adam Weishaupt in Germany, Bavaria, Germany. The order started this plan of Satan on the earth to change the history of the world from being of people of color who started the world, going back to Adam, all right, Noah and his 3 sons, the Israelites, the so-called Jews, which are Israelites, the tribe of Judah, and the Christians, the original ancient Christians, being dark-skinned. In the Renaissance, they started painting them white, or like Greeks and Romans. They also started secret societies. One was the Order of the Illuminati. Obadiah 1 verse 6 says, how are the things of Esau searched out or exposed? Like this book, Satan's angels exposed. How are his hidden things sought out? How are his hidden things sought up? So many of the hidden things, the Order of the Illuminati, their Renaissance, their whitewashing of the images of the Lord, which the image of the Lord would look like this from Russia, from ancient Russia, 500 to 1,000 years ago, a whole millennia ago. They were painting the Lord, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, as a dark-skinned man, dark brown-skinned man. As it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13 through 15, the Lord was a brown-skinned man, dark brown-skinned man, as if brass was burnt in the furnace. So this is exactly what we're seeing here. This ancient Russian painting of a dark-skinned so-called Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, the Israelite Messiah. So Satan's angels must be exposed. This is a very excellent book. It links up with Obadiah 1 verse 6. Because these people known as Caucasians today, their leaders are known as the Illuminati, the Rothschild family, the Rockefeller family, other families of the Illuminati, the banking families, the so-called black nobility of Europe. They call themselves the black nobility because they believe in their mind, where they imagine themselves to be descendants of the nobility of the Dark Ages. The nobility, the royalty of the Dark Ages were dark-skinned Israelites, so-called Christians, who had migrated into Europe during the Assyrian and Babylonian empires. Other Israelites had gone into Europe during the Greco-Roman empires. They ruled, our forefathers ruled Europe for 1,000 years, known as the Dark Ages. The Byzantine Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. So now, in these last days, the prophets are back, starting with Elijah the prophet. You had other men, great men, like Ariah, the elder, the apostle, other men who the Most High guided in the spirit to bring out the history of our people, the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. This book actually was first brought out in the early 90s through the prophets. The prophets, they brought this book out. It's an excellent book in many regards concerning the expose of Satan's angels, which is the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. And it was actually put out by the devil himself, Salem Kerbin, so-called white man, so-called Jewish person of the Jewish persuasion. But we know that these books, this information, is filtered through the Holy Bible. It's filtered through the scriptures to bring out this information. Alright, so Satan's angels exposed. All right. Special section reveals secret organizations active today and their power plot to control the world. The Illuminati, Golden Dawn, Druid witchcraft, which is when we go into Hollywood, the word Hollywood goes into Druid witchcraft. It says plus, exposing the strange rise of political and economic power of the Bilderbergers, the Trilateral Commission, and the Bancor Plan for a Universal Money System. This book was actually brought out in the 80s. We know since that time that the RFID system, the chip implant, is actually going to be the mode of implementation of a new economic way of buying and selling, which would have everybody be economic slaves in the United States of America, which is Babylon the Great, and across Europe. So this is an excellent book. We're going to go into this book, Abaratza. We're going to go into these different groups like the Illuminati, the Bilderbergers, the Trilateral Commission, and we're going to bring out prophecies concerning these secret councils and how the things of Esau are searched out. How are his hidden things, his secret societies, his Renaissance, his painting of the Lord's people from dark-skinned people known today as Black Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans to so-called white people. This is all part of the agenda, a new world order, starting back in the Renaissance, the rebirth of the Greco-Romans, coming back on the earth, worshiping Satan, because they are the children of Satan. All right, worshiping Lucifer in the form of knowledge, which is what the Illuminati does with their so-called technology, their so-called science. They're gonna implement the mark of the beast, the RFID chip implant system. So we have to expose these things as men that were guided through the Spirit, starting with Abba Bivens. That's the name of the man who Elijah the prophet came in the person of that man to bring the heart of the fathers to the children and the heart of the children to the fathers, because the descendants of Israelites of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are waking up in the United States of America, across the Western Hemisphere, and across the world. And certain men within the nation of Israel are prophets, are apostles, are teachers, are elders, are guides, and we have woken up to expose the devices of Satan. So he must be exposed. The plans of these secret societies must be exposed. So we're going to come back in the next video, Abaratza, which means Lord willing, and to continue to expose through this book, through prophecy, through history, how our people must wake up to the reality, because our people have been asleep for 500 years, for many generations, but now is being manifest to his saints. The truth of the Bible, that it belongs to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, because we are the descendants of the Israelites. We must wake up and be part of that number written of and prophesied of in the book of Revelation. I'm going to go to one scripture. Is Colossians 1:26. Even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. So the saints are the Israelites. Within the Israelites, the 144,000, the men of the Lord, the apostles, the teachers, the guides, are waking up their people. The mystery of who we are, of Yahweh Shai being the son of Yahweh, who came 2,000 years ago to die for his nation. And now this generation is that same generation that was around, that lived during the time of the Messiah, because there is a thing in the Bible known as so-called reincarnation. The spirit comes back. So the spirits that were back in the time of so-called Jesus Christ is back on the earth again. The apostles are back, the elders are back, the guides are back, the teachers are back. The mysteries from the ages and generations is being manifest now. From thousands of years ago, from the Renaissance, we must wake up to the reality, the truth of what's going on in the earth. There's secret societies ruling this earth. The Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. The microchip system is being implemented as we speak in the year 2017. So we must, as men that study the Bible, expose these things. Because the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, that we are the sons of Yahweh. We are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our Savior and King is Yahweh Shai. That Jesus Christ is not a white man, he's a black man. So, and we have to follow his ways, his examples, through the grace and his mercy. Alright? Because that is what's being manifested in these last days through the Israelites, the prophets, and the camps. So, with that, come back in the next video, further exposing Satan, the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, and the so-called white people known as the Edomites. Shalom.